coming out there and competing with a school like Alabama, they bring that energy.
They got a great team, and it's a whole new year, so we got to come on with it.
Effort, toughness, you're held to that standard, you understand me?
Ain't no run.
When adversity strikes, we just got to rely on each other.
Everybody's got to be all in this. First play of the game to the last play of the game.
What a beautiful scene. Bryant-Denny Stadium has been the proving ground of so many big games, but the buzz and the build-up for this one is right up there. The most anticipated on-campus collision of the young college football season. Steve Sarkisian and Nick Saban reunited. Sark team so close to knocking off his mentor a year ago in Austin. Pleasantries now, but both these guys have said they are getting their teams ready for battle.
And there's nobody who gets his team ready for these kind of games better than Nick Saban. I thought it was interesting talking to us yesterday about controlling the emotions of his team, not getting caught up in the ebb and flow of the momentum that can go back and forth. He's got a new quarterback now in Jalen Milroe. If you've not seen Alabama in their week 1 against Middle Tennessee State, he looks great. Running the ball, improvising, can throw the deep ball well. He will be challenged, obviously, up front against this Texas defense that will bring a lot of pressure.
He believes he's got this guy ready with a year of maturity to come into this environment.
Yeah, and I think first it starts with a culture. 3rd year that he's been here, leaving Alabama after winning the national championship, and I think he thinks he's got a team that's ready for this challenge on the road where he was very familiar with the Nick Saban way of doing things. He's taken that blueprint down. Quinn Ewers, you mentioned, takes over last year, now has a year under his belt. He played very well until Dallas Turner knocked him out of this game a year ago.
Can't beat the classics. Take Texas and Alabama. Like them or not, it's the truth. Last year, they produced an instant hit.
Alabama comes from behind late.
None of you, nobody gave us a chance in this game. But in the end, it still stings.
Winning is the only way for Alabama to get satisfaction.
Milroe sent him accepted out of nothing.
With their new front man leading the way.
You want to be the beast, you got to do what beast do.
Roll Tide.
We're all we got. We're all we need. Let's go.
Together. It's the Tide and the Longhorns meeting for the first time in this venerable stadium.
When you see it and feel it, you know it's a classic. Texas, Alabama. Only one thing left to do. Let's rock and roll.
It's been a little while, but most wins in FBS history, they rank 3 and 5, and Alabama is breathing down everybody's throat. Will Stone to kick it away. Say Will Riker. Keelan Robinson, of course, transferred from Alabama, back to receive. And he'll let it bounce. So here comes Quinn Ewers. Talked about the new look. He says it was a life-changing offseason. Really transformed himself. More command, more leadership, more camaraderie with his teammates. Some qualities that might have been slightly missing a little bit a year ago.
Well, I think taking over a lot of pressure in his first years, the weight of the world on him, and he got through it. But I think Sark naming him with Arch Manning coming in, the starter at spring, I think really helped his confidence and took him to another level over the summer.
After your backfield, 3 receivers stacked off to the left. And they get to C.J. Baxter, the true freshman back who was knocked out last week with an injury, but back 100%, makes a quick impact.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Texas, and especially Sark, over his career as a play caller, what he does before the snap with formations and movement, and I talked to him on the field before the game, he said it's more important than the play call itself, especially tonight against Nick Saban's defense. Like movements like that make this defense have to communicate and adjust.
We'll take it to Baxter, pitch it to Xavier Worthy, and the speedster knocked down after a short gain. Caleb Downs, safety who is playing nicked up, makes the play.
Moving quick, moving people pre-snap. Love to see Caleb Downs, by the way. If you're an Alabama fan, you know all about him. Highly touted true freshman. You can see why the coaches rave about him, how quickly he reacts to that play.
Hand the ball off and kind of bounce it is Baxter. These second downs are huge. They must, they feel, avoid those third longs against this pass rush.
Pretty good, you're right. Pretty good effort there by Baxter just to get some positive yards. This is about where they want to stay tonight. You know, he talked about being third and manageable. He said if we get to 3rd and 7+ against Nick Saban and Kevin Steele, they're going to dial it up and put us in a tough spot. We want to be in that 3rd to 3 to 5 when we get in the 3rd and medium.
Receiver stacked to the right now. They don't pressure Ewers. He's got some space. Can he get there with his legs? Yes. Scrambles and dives. That's the new athleticism. You lose about 20 pounds. He really hurt Rice in the opener with 3rd down scrambles.
Yeah, and you know, you don't expect him to be that threat. Jalen Milroe, you do. But there, man coverage on 3rd down. Nobody accounts for Ewers, and he does a good job seeing it, picks it up.
Jonathan Brooks, sophomore from Huntsville, his 3rd year in the program, gets a few. You like the tempo?
Love the tempo. Not surprising at all. You got so many new faces in that Alabama secondary, especially with the safeties. You mentioned Caleb Downs. You have Jalen Key, the transfer from UAB. Malachi Moore, who's banged up but playing. He's kind of the quarterback in that back end.
Play action. Ewers has plenty of time, scans and checks it down to the tight end, Jatavion Sanders. The ball comes out, a scramble for it. And it looks like Texas may have retained possession. Knocking the ball loose was Malachi Moore. Not a turnover, but a huge game-wrecking loss.
I'm surprised that ball stayed in play, and they called that a fumble. I thought it might have been an incompletion, how quickly that ball came out. Again, good job by Alabama taking away any options downfield. He just has to check this down. Bill, what do you think of that?
The play's under review right now. They're being buzzed for it. They've got to look to see, did he have time to make a football move? Did he have firm control? My gut reaction is incomplete pass. And I don't think he owned the football on that one.
Okay. That's judgment, right? I mean, that's subjective to whoever's looking at it.
That's correct. I always tell you guys, you can slow it down and make anything look like a catch.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Here you go, Bill. Now we're going to give it to you a little bit faster.
Not a lot of design runs, but that was great improv.
After review, it was an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 8 at the 45.5-yard line.
You're looking at a 3rd and 7 now, compared to what would have been 3rd and forever. So Sark now has a play, obviously, he feels good about here on one of his first. Remember, he said we want to stay out of that 3rd and 7+. Gives Nick Saban a chance to go to his money defense, where he gets 6 defensive backs out on the field, gives him a much better chance of disguising pressures. It's a guessing game for that veteran offensive line and where they may come from if they do.
They must improve in the 3rd down department this year. They're going to hand it off to Brooks. He plows across the right side and picks up a few, but is well short. Deontay Lawson made the tackle.
And of course, that play call makes you think in plus territory. He's thinking about getting 3 or 4 yards to set up a chance, a better chance here now at 4th down and about 5. So he runs that play to set up this play right here. Trips to his left.
Still a bit of a gamble. You don't make it, Bama's going to be set up with great field position.
Also thinks it tells you about his mentality. He's here to win this game, willing to be aggressive.
Let's see if they actually do snap it. Play clock's at 5. And let's see if it was just a bluff. Deafening in here. Ryan Sanborn's a grad transfer. Didn't get much work in the opener. Only 2 punts against Rice. His job, pin him deep. Kool-Aid McKinstry, the fine corner. Also a dangerous returner. Sanborn drops the tip, and the coverage team does what they can. Some acrobatic moves to keep the ball out of the end zone. It's kind of a tag team effort. Keaton Crawford is the DB who first batted it back into play. And the first possession for Jalen Milroe in this tied offense tonight will be from the 3.
Ends up making that play to put him on their 1-yard line.
Chase McClellan, part of that running back rotation, the best all-around back in this team, and he just drives those legs and picks up 9.
Well, that's one way to overcome a mental mistake by Bama. You give it to the big guy. Remember, they got a big offensive line in front of Jalen Milroe. 3 guys over 350 pounds pushing people around, and good, hard, tough running by McClellan there on that first play.
Ran for 2, threw for 3 in his debut. No Bama quarterback had ever done that in a game. He ended up the middle again, and McClellan moves the chains. 2 plays. They pick up about 14. Jalen Catalan with the tackle. Talk about the beef up front. There are 3 guys over 350 pounds. Both Proctor and Latham. The tackles go 360. It's enormous.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't see that even in the NFL. These are big guys. True freshmen, by the way, the left tackle, Proctor.
Milroe, clean pocket, flips it across the middle off the hands of Amari Niblack. The concern is in the middle. Seth McLaughlin is a mere 305 at center, going against big Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy.
Yeah, and I think that's the matchup we've all talked about all week, is Bama's size up front against Texas. You would think, okay, Texas trying to get ready for the SEC. Do they have the manpower up front? And they do with Sweat, Murphy, Collins, Broughton. They rotate a number of guys to stay fresh in the inside.
2-back look, Waddell Williams joining McClellan, and they flip it instead of the edge, and that's McClellan showing his versatility. Excellent pass receiver, and it's another first down.
Love to see this call where you give him the option, and it shows you the athletic ability.
Burton over on the right now, checked by Terrence Brooks. And first down, Milroe eludes pressure, shows the speed, has space, and is going to scoop for about 13 and a first down.
And right here early in this game, you can see the athletic ability, what he can do if you lose contain there, even on the blitz that time from Barron.
Back-to-back 12-yard gains. Milroe slings that out of bounds. Jace McClellan, kind of a nice tackle on the blitzer that you mentioned off the edge. May have gotten away with something. Help his quarterback get free.
Could be.
You do what you can, right?
I'm really impressed. Talking to coaches, watching Milroe in that first game against Middle Tennessee. Tommy Reese comes in for Billy O'Brien, who's now back in the NFL with the Patriots, getting ready to call plays tomorrow. And everybody wondered what kind of offense it would be, who's going to win the quarterback job. It was actually a question coming out of spring, and going into camp, Milroe ends up winning it. Seems to have very good command of this offense.
Gets it out quickly, but makes a pick. It's intercepted. Janae Barron makes the kind of takeaway Texas needed, and the kind of mistake that Saban was worried about with the inexperienced quarterback. Just didn't see it.
Yeah, and we talked about the command of the offense. It's one thing to have command of the offense. It's another thing to be able to read and recognize coverage. Great job of kind of baiting this throw. I think he's anticipating the coverage there with Barron was going to sink. See how he initially sinks, and then he comes off of it and steps right in front of Burton for that interception. So good job of disguising, good job of affecting the eyes of Milroe from pre-snap to post-snap by Texas secondary.
Barron and sets up Ewers in the offense at the 30. Baxter makes a cut. Cannot believe he's a true freshman. You see him on the field, powerfully built lower body.
Yeah, I mean, 6'1", 218 out of Orlando. Went to Edgewater High School. Had a rib that hurt him last week. Kind of came down on the ball. It's good to see him back. But they you lose an outstanding back, the top back in the country, Bijan Robinson now with the Falcons, and you load back up with 4 guys that are outstanding. So they'll rotate a committee tonight.
Keelan Robinson and Jonathan Brooks flanking the quarterback. That's Worthy in motion. And they're running to the right again. Trying to physically challenge this Alabama front. It's right near the marker. Desmond Marshall, the transfer from Georgia, made the stop.
Fired up as Keelan Robinson to get his chances to touch the ball. Played at Alabama, of course. Transfers over to Texas. Very familiar with that entire roster. He's a little guy, but that time he lowered his shoulders, 5'9", about 190 pounds, picks up that first down.
Texas in the red zone. Another area they need to improve from a year ago. On the trick play, Adonai Mitchell makes a cut and bangs downfield. Loses the ball. It came out at the end. And Jatavian Sanders, the tight end, falls on it to prevent a turnover.
Malachi Moore right there. Actually, Moore ends up getting it. Downs hits him, but I think it was Malachi Moore's left hand that got on that football. Very fortunate for Texas. The big tight end Sanders there, aware, and jumps on top of it.
2nd and 5. Baxter off the pump fake, has it on the edge. A big collision. There's going to be plenty of hitting tonight. Deontay Lawson, excellent linebacker, knocked him out about a yard and a half short of the marker.
Yeah, this is my kind of game. I love to watch backs that are going to lower their shoulder, linebackers and safeties that are coming up. Major collisions tonight.
One of those high-impact early plays. Texas settled for 3 too often. That's what cost them last year. Ewers scanning, batted up in the air, and a diving attempt incomplete. Worthy couldn't come back to it. Big Jaheim Oates got a hand on it, and a decision for Sarkisian.
Nice job of timing this up right there just to get his hand on it. Otis knocks that down. Sark's got another decision here on 4th down.
Ewers on the move. Flips it short, catch made, 1st down converted. That's Sanders knocked out at the 5. The gamble pays off.
Yeah, recognize he's going to get man-to-man coverage. Uses Jordan Whittington, 13. Almost sets a screen. He was the inside receiver, works to the outside. And a good job because of that man beater. He's able to use him almost like a pick to get underneath him. Affected the defender. Made it an easy read and throw that time for Ewers. So remember that conversion there on 4th down.
Job still far from done. 1st and goal from the 5. Play action, Ewers, slant, and incomplete. Malachi Moore arrived to knock the ball loose. 2-back look, Robinson and Brooks. Hand up, and nowhere to run. Robinson stacked up right at the line. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Ewers, long throw to the end zone, off the hands of Xavier Worthy, who had a touchdown. It was a beautiful throw.
He's in motion before the snap. I think McKinstry thought he was going inside. He immediately puts his brakes on and goes back to the outside. You'll see him motioning. Now he comes back, caught him, really out-leveraged him, and had that chance.
That was potentially a 4-point play. Here comes Bert Auburn, who is a solid kicker, kicked what could have been the game winner if Bryce Young hadn't driven Alabama down the field for the walk-off field goal. Bert Orange draws first blood, but they settle for 3 and close.
Somebody needed that to kind of create some momentum in the other team, in this case A&M, back to the drawing board.
Fair catch by Kendrick Law, so the Crimson Tide will take over. Ridiculous how many skill position players Bama has sent to the NFL in recent drafts, but Kirk, what's noteworthy is the quarterback position. That's what's been different lately. The last 4 all starting in the NFL. People criticize the Eagles when they took Hurts in the 2nd round. 2, of course, Mac Jones and Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick.
Yeah, and now it's Jalen Milroe. Like you said in the open, I mean, that position has changed drastically, just like the offensive style changed when Lane Kiffin came in, Mike Locksley, Sark. That position became a position where they went all over the country to find the top quarterbacks, and it's paid off for them, and we'll see how number 4 can do.
Milroe, Texan. Katy, Texas is near Houston, so extra motivation tonight. Got to bounce back from that first pick, though. And he's got a keeper on the edge, makes a nice cut. Ooh, is very close to breaking the shoestring tackle there by Ethan Burke, I should say.
Yeah, this is a great read. Here's read 91. 91 collapses. Very easy for him to pull that, but it was that second level quick move. Shows you the instincts that he has right there.
Handed off McClellan, so McClellan bangs forward, still running. He's running hard tonight into Texas territory at the 49. And David Bendu just bounced off McClellan. He's got it again, picks his way with patience, and is going to be wrestled down. Tackle made from behind there by Jalen Ford. So they probably had a conversation, Reese and Mo said, calm down, shake it up, and then go to the running game right away, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And what can you say about Chase McClellan? Because the running back spot, sometimes you see a guy come in right away like a Mark Ingram who plays early. Other times you see a B-Rob. Brian Robinson had to kind of sit around, wait his turn to become the guy. Josh Jacobs had to kind of wait around a little bit. And I think McClellan and also Roydell Williams have been that kind of guy.
Williams has the ball now. He slides forward for about 7. They like the running back room. You're right. None of them are super heralded coming in. McClellan ran for 651 a year ago.
Yeah, but I think you really appreciate how they persevered through sitting back. A lot of times in this transfer portal era, guys leave. These guys waited their turn to become the guy, and they've got some very talented young guys, Justice Haynes and also Jam Miller, that'll get some looks tonight too. Deep room.
3rd and 4. And they hand it off, trying to run for it. That time, Texas front swarms on Williams, and now it's Saban with a chance to make a decision. They need 3 on 4th down.
Yeah, it's 5 plays after that interception and 5 run plays by Nick Saban and Tommy Rees. And productive. Now we'll see what happens here on 4th and 3. It looks like they're going to go empty.
An early chance for Texas defense to keep building the Longhorns' momentum if they can get off the field here. They come after Milroe. Gets it out. And the catch is made. Going up and grabbing it is Malik Benson using those long arms, and it's a 1st down.
But you had a mesh concept right here, but I'll tell you what, I don't know who he's throwing to. I will say it's the junior college transfer Benson who climbs the ladder, but he also had Burton in there too.
Moving quick and flipping it short to Amari Niblack, and the tight end is going to be knocked down after about a 4-yard gain. Give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Yeah, I will. That's first throw of this series to be able to pick up that conversion, and then they go back to working the edges. Run up the middle, work the edge. Texas trying to rotate some fresh bodies on this field.
And Bama running some tempo here. McClellan has a crease, and he's going to be knocked down, but not before they move the chains again inside the 25. Catalan stopped him. McClellan again, and this time runs into a swarm of Longhorns who've got him right at the line of scrimmage. Final minute of a quickly paced first quarter.
Better job up front, forced him outside. The whole goal of this defense, much like Alabama's, is those big guys want to eat up offensive linemen and free up Jalen Ford and Jet Bush and the rest of these backers, Benda, to be able to get downhill and make plays. But when things are controlled up front, it's tough for those backers to get down where they can affect the run game.
Milroe launching to the end zone, broken up beautifully. Ryan Watts, excellent cover corner, Ohio State transfer, denying Brooks a touchdown.
With that length, keep in mind, he's 6'3" as a corner. With that length, he almost came up with an interception.
Love to atone tonight. Nice play there. Milroe backpedaling and flips it at the last minute, incomplete. Roydell Williams had worked free down the sidelines, and that will be the final play of the first quarter, and it's 4th and 10. First play of the second quarter, a field goal attempt by the veteran, Will Reichert, who came back for his 5th season to improve his leg strength and his draft prospects. He's that kind of a Sunday kicker. Very reliable, kicked the game winner in Austin. 10 seconds to go a year ago from 33. This is from 42 to tie the score. Yeah, he gets it up very quickly and hits it at the top of the net from 43. 2 really good kickers could play a huge role in this one tonight. Tied Kirk drove it 51 yards in a methodical 12 plays and settled for 3. Yeah, a lot of places script the fan. Throw the ball. We want to see excitement, big plays. What excites him here? Smash mouth, right? Just right away, pounded on the ground. That's the DNA of Alabama. Here comes Quinn Ewers, who's had a lot of different looks. There's been a lot of focus on the hair, and also let's focus on the scale. He was 205, Texas, dropped down to, well, actually up to 207, up to 218. Kept gaining weight, and then this year, a real commitment to his diet. Dropped down to 195, feels more athletic, feels more comfortable running the ball.
Yeah, and I just think talking to him this week, he's just kind of got his his life in order off the field, his priorities. His faith means a lot to him, and I think it just kind of got his life in order in every other aspect. It's a guy you pull for. Been through a lot in Austin, just a couple years.
Downfield shot, launched for Worthy, and it's incomplete. Tracking over was Caleb Downs, the safety.
Well, they have been running the football. They've been throwing a lot of quick throws. This time they rely on that offensive line to be able to hold up there. It gave him a great pocket, and they're trying to hope that the safety, the freshman Downs, might be getting his nose up there thinking about a quick pass or a run. But he showed some good discipline getting back there to be in position. If that ball was accurately thrown, he could have been able to come up with that pick.
Such an off-season emphasis. It was not his strength of yours a year ago throwing the deep ball. 0 for 7 from beyond 20 yards against Rice. And it's tough to move the ball against defenses like this if you can't make them respect the downfield threat, stretch the field. Short gain, and now a 3rd and long.
And again, Alabama's style forever, since Nick Saban's been the head coach, is keeping 2 safeties back.
3rd and 7, typically no fun for opposing offenses. They rush 4. Ewers has time, flips it, completes it, and a 1st down. Jordan Whittington.
Tip of the cap for holding up on 3rd down.
And Worthy, it's a backwards pass. He can throw it. Launching downfield. Contested ball. Is there a flag? Yes. Terrion Arnold was defending. Adonai Mitchell just grabbed the jersey.
Yeah, he grabbed it on that shoulder pad, on the top of the shoulder pad, grabbed the hold of that jersey. We all know that Mitchell, with his experience at Georgia, he can get downfield in a hurry at 6'4".
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. It's a 15-yard penalty. It is 1st down.
Such a focus on penalties for Alabama a year ago. 15 in the escape at Austin, most in the Saban era.
Yeah, lateral, so he can throw this ball. And if you look close, you'll see, without a doubt, Arnold started to feel threatened. He does a good job. Right there, he grabs onto that jersey, and he does it again. And again, he held onto that for about 10 or 15 yards. Starting to peek at Worthy, thinking about that quick throw to him. Got out of position just by about a half step.
So Texas back in Bama territory. Ewers from the pocket. Now he'll loft one downfield. A ton of air. Running underneath it. Worthy's got it for a touchdown. The deep shot this offense has been seeking desperately. They strike from 44.
What a throw by Ewers. He's looking right here to read the safety key. And if he bites up on this underneath route, he's going to take a shot. I've got him where I want him. Let's put it up in the air, one-on-one against the freshman. And he goes to one of the top receivers in the country, Worthy, for a huge play for the Horns here early. But 3 times on this possession, they took those shots downfield, and they finally hit one.
Bert Auburn still perfect in PATs for his career. So Quinn Ewers lofting a deep. Worthy runs underneath, and Texas is on top by 10. Early 2nd in T-Town. Don't forget that Texas 3rd and 7 conversion to Whittington early in the drive. Then the double pass draws the pass interference. The 44-yard strike to Xavier Worthy. Stone to boot it away. And
watch how high. This is a moonshot. Hopefully Russell Wilson somewhere is watching this, because that's how he throws it. Way up in the air to give your receiver a chance to adjust as a progressive pylon cam to show you that beautiful catch. And how about Worthy? Drops the ball earlier for a touchdown, and a great player bounces back and makes a great play here for Texas's offense. I tell you, Ewers looks different than he did last year.
Literally, but also
not just literally. Just the poise in the pocket, that 3rd down throw, moving around, navigating his way, not panicking.
They won't panic at Alabama, but this is a challenge for Milroe. They go back to the ground here. Waydell Williams hammers straight ahead. Texas has got to be honed in on that right now.
Yeah, Bryce Young's not here, right? So this is where we're right in front of our eyes. We are going to learn about the Alabama team in 2023. Down 10-3. How do you respond to adversity? Bryce Young saved this team last year in this game, especially in the 4th quarter, and he did it so many times. Anxious to see how this team, not Bryce Young, the team responds.
Milroe flips it to McClellan, who motion out wide, and he just dropped the ball. Had a lot of space. Looked his eyes on Jahdae Barron.
Yeah, he looked up at Barron.
Moreau scrambling, thinking about running, now flips it over the middle, and it's caught at the 40 in heavy traffic. Jermaine Burton came down with a tough catch to keep the drive going.
Yeah, they sneak out the back out of the backfield, but Texas is playing zone. Williams is covered by the corner, so Milroe has to come off of him, and this is where he can create, and he makes a heck of a throw.
Playing quick after the first down, and plowing ahead is Williams, stopped by big Byron Murphy.
You know, a lot of times you'll see Milroe scramble to run. That time on third down, a great job of scrambling, eyes downfield, and then finds Burton for that first down. Asking the Alabama players, we were talking to Kool-Aid yesterday, how fast is he? I mean, is he top 10 on the team fast? No. Top 3 fast on this team. He can go.
They bring pressure. He's flushed. Milroe on the edge. Pump fake. Still alive, and now just steps out of bounds after a short gain. Pursued there by Barron.
And it gives you an idea of what he can do off of that play action look. I mean, there's good pressure that time by Sorrell, but he gets around him and then has another defender in Barron to deal with.
That's third down, Kirk.
Yep.
Interesting to see how Kwiatkowski approaches this. Have to be aware of the scramble. How aggressive can they get? Walking the man up. And they do bring some pressure. And they'll get him back at the 32. David Benda.
Well, Milroe is used to being able to buy time with his legs. This time, look at both the linebackers. Benda ends up coming. Look how he goes down. Pretty good block and a good pickup by McClellan. But the effort, watch 33. He's down on the ground. Gets up. Decides to finish the play with that motor and comes up with a big sack.
Worthy just got the touchdown, drifts back to receive the punt, but it's going to bounce near the sideline and now back in the field, and works out very well for the Tide. Coach, good to see him, and buddy Matthew McConaughey, the Minister of Culture of Texas. Bama's got a bunch of ex-stars here. A.J. McCarron, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Big night the other night. Upset the Chiefs. What a great career he had, not only in Alabama, but in the NFL. Dante Hightower.
It's got that feeling. Everybody wants to be here tonight. Glad you're with us. Texas from the 7, up 7. And the delay, Baxter just wrestled to the ground.
A flag there.
Yeah.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 92.
Jaden Blue is in the backfield. He's got the ball on the edge, gets a block, and is knocked down out near the 30 after 8 by Marshall.
So you see Baxter, the freshman. Brooks is going to have a chance to come in there. We've already seen Kalen Robinson. Now you get a look at Jaden Blue, like we said, with Bijan Robinson out. Bijan Robinson off to the NFL. Now have 4 backs trying to replace he and Roschon Johnson.
Blue again. Swarm. Ewers looking that direction. Hit as he throws, but it's complete across the middle. And it is big Jatavian Sanders making an impact here in the first half. First down to the 45.
Bama, a mistake here. You bring pressure, but because of this formation, I don't know if there's a look in the middle. Look at Xavier Worthy's wide open. You got 2 Texas receivers wide open and a bust in coverage there in the middle.
Playing quickly. Worthy on the edge. Has a couple blocks. Stutter step. Bursts through a crease. They are moving the sticks in a hurry inside the 40.
Good blocks downfield by the receivers. Whittington and Mitchell. Ball gets out quick. Helmet on a helmet. Good speed there in space.
Worthy again. Got a play caller and a quarterback in rhythm right now.
Yeah, and Sark, He and Lane Kiffin, from the time they left USC, they'll go right, like you see in the NFL. If they like a play, they'll go right back that very next play. It's not like, okay, we'll come back 2 or 3 series later. They hit it that next play until you're going to make adjustments. It's like Braswell coming off the field. Wonder if fatigue starts to set in for Alabama.
That's the idea behind what Sark is trying to do. And they fake it. Worthy on the end around. Cuts underneath. Thought he might take it wide. Terrion Arnold brought him down to prevent a big gain. Saved a huge play. Maybe a touchdown.
Yeah, he had a convoy.
And Worthy's in the backfield to the right of viewers on this 3rd and 4. Different look. They fling it to him. Creative ways to get number 1 the ball, who bounces off 2 men. Gets a first down to the 22. Shows the toughness as well as the speed. Playing fast again. Brooks, a swing pass. Feels like easy money on the edge now. They get 5 more.
They're going back to where they were earlier in this game. Up-tempo, ball out of the hands quickly. You talked about the rhythm with Sark and Ewers. Ewers playing with tremendous poise. Even though they're going a lot faster, his feet are under control, his eyes are under control, and he's in rhythm.
10th play of this high-tempo drive. Baxter tries to bounce it. Patience and enough strength to get a few. It'll be 3rd and short this time.
This Texas offensive line, with this tempo, they're the beneficiaries at the line of scrimmage. They're going to go quick here. See if Bama gets lined up.
Couldn't get fresh bodies in there, could they? Because of that tempo, Baxter just powers and muscles for another first down to the 13. On the edge, catch made by Whittington, and he's going to be tackled. Now back in the red zone, Kirk, and another one of those critical series here as Texas would love to stretch this to a 2-touchdown lead with halftime approaching if they can.
12th play of this drive for Sark. A lot of it has been tempo. Bama now trying to adjust, trying to get some fresh bodies on the field. That was a tired defense. Even Texas, look at their offensive lineman. It's a test of willpowers here.
Temps in the low 80s tonight. Will be a factor as we grind on here. A lot of traffic in the backfield. Ewers flips it, and it's broken up beautifully. Kool-Aid McKinstry came flying across to prevent what looked like a touchdown.
Outstanding poise here by McKinstry because he sat back, read the quarterback's eyes, recognized the back Brooks slipping out, but good discipline there by Kool-Aid McKinstry.
3rd and 10. Pressure. Ewers escapes, makes a move, and will stumble forward. He'll be stopped at the 10. Kick it against Alabama, which somehow feels appropriate. Good from 22 earlier, this from 29. And he is still perfect in the night. So Texas, a grinding 14-play, 82-yard drive, almost 6.5 minutes. Lead it by 10.
That is a great way to kick it off.
New look countdown is at 6 Eastern. Well, here's the report card for Jalen Milroe. Take a break and he'll go back to work. 33 yards passing so far and an interception. Okay, 4:05 before halftime. Can Milroe get something going with the pass game? Instead, he takes off quickly. This is what he does best. Makes a cut and quickly sprints for 20 yards.
That's a design draw here for the quarterback.
Hands it off. McClellan simply cannot get the edge. Good pursuit out there. It was a nice play by Catalon.
Yeah, boy, Catalon, the transfer from Arkansas, built a reputation as one of the more physical linebacker or safeties in college football when he was at Arkansas and had the ACL last year. He sits out. Texas fans are going to fall in love with his energy and his aggressive nature. You saw that right there and how quickly he came up.
Plays with a lot of passion. A little bit reckless at times, but in a good way. Pressure. Milroe backpedals and just has to throw it away. Aaron Sorrell came after him. He's been a force. Walk up some pressure, show it, and then bail. Milroe sets up, scanning, thinks about taking off, and will be knocked down well short of the marker. Good coverage. Didn't see anything he liked. Anthony Hill Jr., the linebacker, was there to help clean it up.
Yeah, they're just going to spy with him here. That's the freshman. I thought he might get lost here. You can see him. He's staring. He knows about the speed. Overcommits. I thought he might be in trouble, but his speed, and he gets help there from another defensive back, Ryan Watts. They get Bama, who's trying to put any kind of points up on the board here before the half. They get him off the field.
Is that speed making up for less than perfect instincts in that play?
Yeah, he overcommitted. I thought he lost contain, and I think it was an opportunity for Milroe, but Milroe wanted to throw that football, kind of stayed behind the line.
Spy, a very important job for any opponent of Alabama this year, the way Milroe can run. But in the end, it ends up in a punt, and they've pinned Texas back deep yet again. They've done that piece pretty well. Baxter. And he'll be wrestled down after a very short gain there. Deontay Lawson has had a good first half. Two-back look. Ewers back to throw. Flips it across the middle, and it's incomplete. Low throw. Sanders couldn't get down for it. And now the clock stops again. It's 3rd and 9.
Good job by getting pressure. Only rushed 3. Had a late rusher there at the end, but he was off balance. One of the few times we've seen Ewers off balance trying to throw a football, and I think it impacted his accuracy there. And if you're an Alabama fan, this is big. You got 3 timeouts. You got him at the 10-yard line. If this defense ever wants to step up, make a play, it's right here with 1:48 to go before the half.
Fake it, and a high throw Worthy couldn't come out, so that one just got out of the hands of Ewers. Malachi Moore was in the area. It's a quick 3 and out. They use almost no time.
Good pressure there. Even though you don't come up with a sack, you can affect the accuracy. You come in low to a quarterback, you could almost see him starting to get down to protect himself.
Kool-Aid McKinstry drifts back. He's at his 45. Sanborn boots it away. That's a heck of a punt. Drives him all the way back to the 34. Coverage guys giving chase, and McKinstry will just get down. That was a tremendous clutch putt from the 38, minute 34, and all 3 timeouts. Flips across the middle, and the catch is made by Kobe Prentice, his first tonight. Clock still moving. Texas 3-man rush, and they still harass Milroe, who somehow escapes and will just sprint to the sidelines. Murphy had him in his grasp, couldn't control him, but it'll be 3rd down.
Downfield, nothing, allowing them to put a lot of their coverage short and intermediate.
Across the middle, catch made. Prentice still loose. Kobe Prentice will be dragged down, but a huge play down to the 31. Alabama's first big spark on offense tonight.
Yeah, this time Crawford ends up getting surprised. Safeties get to the outside. It opens it up to the middle. Ball's got to be thrown on a line. And Crawford just unable to have awareness there to locate the football.
28 yards on 3rd and 8. Milroe escapes again. Man completely open is Prentice. They've forgotten about him. Woo, makes a man miss and knocked down inside the 20. So that big play on 3rd and long has suddenly ignited this Bama passing game. Out of the backfield, that's Williams, who fell down. McClellan goes in motion. Milroe looks that way, now picks it up, and he'll be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Ethan Burks had a good first half.
What a job he does here. Remember, he's going up against a freshman, Proctor. He's right here. And he's kind of confused initially, but the fact that Milroe takes off, he took off right into the arms of Burke. That's one of the bad parts of a quarterback that wants to always try to get out and rely on his feet. It really wasn't necessarily on Proctor. It wasn't that Burke beat him. It was that Milroe stepped up and then right into the arms of the pick Burke at 6'6".
Good athlete. He was a lacrosse All-American. If you're good enough to be an All-American in high school at that sport, it shows you can move around. And he's got his first career sack last week against Rice. He's made a big impact here tonight in the first half.
Local product out of Westlake, one of the perennial powers in that great state of Texas for high school football.
3rd and long again. 23 seconds left in the half. Milroe feels the pressure again, escapes it, tucks the ball, now thinks about throwing to the end zone, tipped, and caught in the carry for a touchdown. Jermaine Burton off the deflection. There is a flag down. However, there is a flag on the play.
Chris, I think you got linemen downfield. When you quarterback runs around that much, you're going to have offensive linemen downfield.
Lineman downfield, number 71, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Somehow he fights out of it, keeps his speed alive. There's Sorrell diving, makes the throw. Offensive lineman downfield. He gets away with one. Jalen Ford should have come up with an interception. He had 4 last year.
Clock is now a factor with 13 seconds to play. 3rd and 12. And another whistle and a flag before the snap. It's a false start. Tide misfiring down here in the red zone.
Illegal snap. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Alabama catches a break here because McLaughlin, this could have been a fumble. Quarterback's not ready. Watch the ball move. Moves, and then he snaps. Great recognition by the umpire, and a break for Alabama.
Bounce right up Milroe's chest. 3rd and 17. Still in field goal range, but see what they do here, trying to get a little bit closer. They launch for the end zone. Milroe again on the move, taking off a long way to run. Scoots out with 5 seconds to go.
And it reduces his field and choices.
Still was his best drive as a passer. He's 4 for his first 4. They move it 50 yards in 7 plays, and Reichert, ultra reliable, cuts it to a 7-point lead at halftime.
And how he's going to try to get him to just settle in and let the maybe quicker reads, easier reads. They've got to get their passing game going.
McClellan tries to bounce it and works hard to fall forward for about 3.
See what they do here as an adjustment.
And McClellan makes his way. He's going to be stopped about 4 yards short of the marker. You know they'll have their eyes on number 4 in this 3rd down. Milroe from the pocket launches downfield, looking for Bond, and Isaiah Bond makes a diving catch. He does throw the deep ball well. It's the best thing he does as a thrower. Big play there.
Man-to-man coverage, Chris, you're right. There's not a read here. It's just drop back, get your feet underneath you, and throw it up in the air. We saw him in pregame. You and I both were like, wow, he throws a beautiful deep ball.
Looking for this wide receiver group to break out and have an impactful season. Bond is one of the best deep threats. And now McClellan, in 1st down run. Good determination to make something of it. Got 3. We had the biggest impactful play for the Texas offense, or against the Texas defense a year ago, the 81-yard touchdown in Austin. Milroe chased. Flag is out as he scrambles and now flips the ball. Was he beyond the line of scrimmage? The catch is made by Burton. There's a lot going on. He's going to score. But let's see. There was a flag way back in the holding zone.
Tyler Booker, the left guard, I think, was holding. You're right. There's a lot going on here.
I mean, the flag came out early. I thought he might have crossed the line of scrimmage.
Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. It is. 2nd down.
Penalties, again, impactful. Wiped out a couple of Alabama touchdowns tonight. Snap, he wasn't ready for it. It was just another one of those illegal snaps.
Yeah, he moved that ball again. 2nd time. Center McLaughlin.
Illegal snap on the offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
McLaughlin, one of the leaders there. He's a senior from Georgia, steady guy, but
see that.
You know, a little jumpy tonight.
Yeah.
And again, when he moved the ball and snapped it, Milroe wasn't ready for it.
Well, that's the cadence, that's the rhythm of the offense. McLaughlin is a veteran guy, played a lot of football.
2nd and 22 after the 2nd penalty. They get it out in the perimeter to Prentice.
See if Texas gets out of that man coverage. Looks like more of a zone. Showing pressure up front.
They don't bring it. They're only a three-man rush. And Milroe still has to escape the pocket. He's going to be dragged down. So they drop 8 in coverage. Doesn't make the throw. Anthony Hill makes the tackle, and it's 4th down. He's accounted for all of the Bama points so far. Very reliable long-distance kicker. Certainly has the leg for this. Looks it up. My goodness. Hammers it through from 51.
Not sure if he can return to this game.
Is that an official medical term?
Yes.
Well, this is Keelan Robinson. Make a return, the first kick return tonight. It's out to the 23. Texas now back to work, and the freshman is tackled behind the line. Terrion Arnold got Baxter, who loses about 4.
Good job here by Arnold. He's able to get inside the receiver, Mitchell, with that quickness. He may have been coming there in kind of that run blitz, bringing pressure off the boundary.
Rushing game has not been very productive for Texas tonight. 43 on the ground. 2nd and 15 to get it to the perimeter quickly. This is an effective way to use Baxter, who gets back near the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to be 3rd and long. Horns have been pretty solid on 3rd down tonight, considering the opposition, but this is tough, needing 11. 4-man rush. Ewers steps up, flips it away. It's just over the head of Whittington, who had some space, and the Tide defense come up with a 3-and-out.
And make that play. Looked like he had both hands on it.
Ryan Sanborn's been clutch tonight on the run to his right. Boots it away from Kool-Aid McKinstry. A flag is down as the ball rolls dead at the 30. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear more driven. Texas so far ready for this road challenge as Milroe's going to launch downfield, and out comes the flag. That was Gavin Holmes tied up with Bond, who made the big play earlier. Don't know if he had a chance to make the play. It's a mistake by the Longhorn secondary.
Ferris, defense, number 9, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Outran his arm, but they catch the break there with the interference.
First catch of the night, Jamarian Miller, sophomore out of Texas. From Tyler, as a matter of fact, famous hometown of Earl Campbell. He impressed him in scrimmages by busting off some big runs. So he does have a home run gear out of that field.
Yeah, everybody you talk to since we've been here the last couple days, we start asking about the backs, and all they want to talk about, they talk about the veterans, but right away they get excited about Haynes and especially Miller based on those scrimmages. Every day ripping off big runs.
Goes by Jam. He's getting a turn here. Midway second quarter, got the football again. Tries to bounce it. That is an outstanding tackle by Keaton Crawford, the free safety. Here we go again. The 3rd down for the Tide. They need 4. Low snap. Milroe scoops it up, launches downfield, and he had McClellan out of the backfield wide open. And that was a missed opportunity, and Texas will get the football back. Burnip. High boot. And Worthy makes the fair catch at the 6-yard line.
The umpire gets run over there.
Looks like Coops ran into him at full speed. He's just doing his job, trying to keep his eye on the play. But he might have been cut in the face a little bit.
Bill, when something like this happens, obviously you hope he's able to go. The trainer looking at him. What happens in this situation?
Well, they do have an alternate official, so an alternate official could come in.
They're playing ball.
Check him for 2 things. He's got the cut. They might want to check him for some concussion protocol.
Yep.
He got nailed pretty good.
He did.
Meanwhile, another crucial situation for you was to take care of the football down here. They're going to throw it on 1st down. They launch it one-on-one. Going up to make the catches, Adonai Mitchell. Wow. Contested, and he beat Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Oh, great route. Are you kidding me with the throw? How about yours? How about start calling this? Throws the football up in the air and over top of the corner. Great job.
Goes at their best DB. Ewers. Oh, they stuck a man wide open, and it's Sanders. Eludes a man. Oh, just stumbled down. McKinstry just got enough of him to bring him down, but the Longhorns are clicking inside the 30.
Sark saved a few plays here. That time Sanders lined up on the right. He gets completely lost in coverage as he works back to the left. Nobody picks him up.
Chunks of 32 and 34. Hand off on the right side to Baxter. Saved some plays is right.
that misdirection. Sark trying to affect the eyes every single week. He gets ready and he's trying to attack those safeties and backers with different looks. That time he slid Sanders and opened up beautifully.
The play fake, Ewers pitches it, but all over Gunnar Helm, the tight end, and coverage there was Deontay Lawson.
He's a different guy from where he was a year ago.
Needs 6. Keep the drive going. Pressure picked up. Worthy goes up in the end zone and could not come up with it. Trey Amos knocked the ball loose. No hesitation.
Did he knock it loose? Because I thought it got over top of his hands and into the arms. I think it got over top of Amos. I mean, that would have been a great catch. Don't get me wrong.
So from 42, Bert Auburn tries to stay perfect on the night. It's hooking, and he missed it. So the Longhorns, stellar clutch kicker, misses his first of the night. The lead is still 4 in Tuscaloosa, midway third. Alabama still down only 4. Milroe tried to fire it across the middle. It was at the feet. Second and 10 run by Roydell Williams. Smacks, and then Texas goes downhill. Murphy made the initial contact to slow him down. 3rd and long now for Milroe.
We keep revisiting this defensive line from Texas, rotating. That time it was Byron Murphy, probably the most disruptive defensive lineman, even though Sweat 93 gets a lot of attention. Collins making plays, Broughton making plays.
Casey Hampton.
Yeah.
He's kind of like
that in the
feel
Texas
Mole. He's the strongest dude on the team. Milroe is an empty backfield. And that's a flag. It's going to get even tougher now. Lynch on the right side of the line.
Right tackle.
Ball start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty.
I mean, whether you win or you lose, this is exactly week 2 how you're going to drive Nick Saban crazy. Well, you go from 3rd and 10, which is already tough enough, to now 3rd and 15.
Pocket collapse. Oh, they've got him. Anthony Hill Jr., that speedy freshman, making an impact tonight, and a huge stop for Texas.
The true freshman out of Denton, Ryan High School, far right, matched up against another true freshman. Nice bend, able to get around the big tackle. That tackle is Proctor, 360 pounds. It's great to have size, but on 3rd and 15, you better have some quickness and move those feet and those hands. Freshman against freshman, and Hill wins it.
When you say bend, the defensive player has bend. It's
nice
bend. And the punt is not good off the foot. It does take a favorable bounce for Barnett. Let's see where they spot it. They fake it to Brooks. Ewers looking across the middle, and it's incomplete. Waiting for the football was Mitchell, but Arnold arrived to knock it loose.
It's been an up and down night for Arnold, right? I mean, he's made some plays and he's made some mistakes. This time he does a good job of reacting. Once that ball's in the air, times that up really well.
And they'll run it off the left side on 2nd down, and Brooks almost broke it. They stop him a yard short of the marker there. Caleb Downs made the tackle. Playing with tempo, he plowed forward, he didn't get it. But they tried to catch Alabama. Not ready for that 3rd and 1. Deontay Lawson stuffed him. That could be a crucial stop against Sark's offense.
And give credit to Bama's defense. There's been some times, as you say, they don't have their cleats in the ground. That time, almost anticipating that hurry up on 3rd down, they did. And Lawson able to tack down and keep him short.
How about this decision, Kirk? Minus 48, up 4, 4th down. They're going to try to sneak it with a push. The ball actually goes to Brooks. He juggled it, held on, and they moved the sticks.
That ball came out.
Yeah.
Bill's rules.
After review,
that's
the
first down
quarterback
Texas.
never gained possession of the ball. Therefore, it's a backward pass, which can be advanced.
Yeah.
It was advanced beyond the line to gain. It's a first down for Texas.
Now Ewers batted. No, it's right back to him. Weird stuff is happening. The quarterback on the reception will scamper out of bounds for 5 yards. What's going to happen next?
How about Lawson? He times that up. The backer knocks it down. Most quarterbacks are taught just knock the ball down. Ewers lost all this weight, so he said, I'm just going to catch it and take off and run. We've seen him use his legs a few times tonight.
Brooks made that alert scoop. That could end up being one of the biggest plays of this game if Texas comes out on top. Runs it down there, 3rd and short again now.
Texas keeps working the edges. Sark knows how tough it is between the tackles, but doing a good job of mixing up these looks.
Ewers has time, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Mitchell. Head coach putting it on the line. And Brooks fighting. I don't think he got there. Dallas Turner wrapped him up. And this time it is going to be a turnover on downs. Where the side just ran in. I thought he was clearly short. And it is short. Alabama football.
Watch Turner. Watch him come all the way over. Doesn't even really get set. Blows Sanders up. It makes the play of the night for Alabama. Lawson help cleans it up.
Was that an improv play? You think he just decided to go for
I think he reacted late to the alignment and got in position to make the play.
Wardell Williams. There'll be some grumbling in this crowd. They definitely want to see the run game reestablished, but they're getting a little impatient with this offense. Piled up 237. That's it.
I got to keep looking. It's 13-9. You know, it feels like Texas is up by a couple scores, but Alabama's kind of hanging in there defensively. Texas has missed some big opportunities where they've been in plus territory, haven't been able to come away with points, and we got a 4-point game here late in the 3rd.
Running on 2nd and long, McClellan can't escape for long. Ethan Burke, another tackle. 3rd and 6. There's some grumbling from the faithful in Tuscaloosa here.
Watch Sweat here, 93, right in the middle. Big man, 362, works through that double team. That time, Sweat wins.
Want to hold off 600 pounds and have that be your job description? He just did it there. Milroe escaping the pocket, tries to get there with his legs, and he does. Scamper for a first down. Play fake. Milroe immediately pressured. Came flying off the edge. Eventually tackled behind the line. Keaton Crawford got there in a heartbeat.
He did a really good job of disguising it. I don't think Milroe anticipated it, saw it. McClellan actually sees it late, but not soon enough to be able to help. But somehow, Jalen Milroe with that athletic ability is at least able to avoid a disaster.
Milroe again has to elude pressure, launches downfield, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jermaine Burton. They waited 3 quarters finally for this Alabama pass game to really come to life. 49-yard strike from Milroe to Burton, and Bama has its first lead.
Well, we've talked so much about Sark, how he draws plays, what he does before the snap, and how it helps him create matchups. Well, Alabama fans, Tommy Rees just showed you what he can do as well by creating a matchup.
And Jermaine Burton, the Georgia transfer, 6 touchdowns now in his last 6 games.
Bond right here is going to come in motion. Right now you got a corner on the best receiver from Alabama. Watch what happens with the motion. That corner's now, because of Bond in motion, he's now going to be taking Bond right here. Now you're going to get Burton matched up right here, which is exactly what you want with a safety. You take the corner off of your best receiver and you get him matched up in a mismatch against a safety in Jaron Thompson, who cannot stay with him one-on-one. And what a throw. He had time to make it. Milroe throws his best ball, which is a deep ball, right over the shoulder for the touchdown. That's where they are right now as far as the comfort zone of this offense, week 2.
And as you said, it just felt like Texas should have made more of their opportunities to build a bigger lead. Now they're down by 3. Now Ewers and this Texas offense has to respond. This place is louder than it's been all night. On the pop pass, Keelan Robinson's going to be knocked down after about a 5-yard gain, and it should be the last play of this third quarter. Crimson Tide got a field goal after penalties spoiled one drive, and then the 49-yard strike. Milroe to Burton. Final quarter from Tuscaloosa coming up. You're watching ESPN College Football Primetime. Final quarter. Texas behind for the first time tonight, facing a 2nd and 7. Ewers. He takes a downfield shot. And ball falls to the ground. There's a flag as Mitchell was going out there and just got grabbed in coverage.
The second time we've seen Arnold just hold on after Mitchell's gotten behind him. Like I said, it's been an up and down night for Terrion Arnold.
Pass interference on the defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty. Result, first down.
He loses his balance, but again, he's holding on to that jersey.
Feels like penalties are a big factor too. 9th for Alabama. Ewers still has it and finds his tight end, Sanders. Big man, rumbling free, gets a block, stiff arm, lowers the shoulder. What a run after the catch for this athletic tight end from Texas. 50-yard chunk, sets up 1st and goal. Play fake, Ewers, slant, touchdown Mitchell. What a response by Texas. Bama scores the first touchdown of the night. Texas trails for the first time. 3 plays, 75 yards. How do you do to reclaim the lead?
Caleb Downs, the freshman, who's going to be a superstar. He has his eyes in the backfield. What I love here is watch Ewers wait for the right time. Let him clear the freshman, and he throws it right behind him for that touchdown.
Mitchell made an impact as a Georgia Bulldog against Alabama, and has certainly done so here tonight. Xavier Worthy, Jatavian Sanders, Whittington, Baxter, Mitchell. They got some playmakers for Ewers to pitch the football to. It's Texas back on top by 4. Lefty Stone boots it away. And Watt will let it bounce. Well, we talked about the parallels to last year's Classic in Austin. And Bryce Young and the Tide come out. They were frustrated for most of the day on offense. Early on in this game, Ewers was planted in the ground by Dallas Turner on a personal foul, knocked out. And in the end, Bryce Young escapes that sack. That was the biggest play. Reichert knocks it through.
I think it gave him confidence coming into tonight. And you got to love Sark and the culture on display tonight, battling in year 3.
Milroe delivers right into the hands of a Longhorn. Intercepted by Jaron Thompson. His second mistake. He steps out inside the 10. That is a disastrous play for Milroe, his second pick tonight.
I just don't think Milroe, coming off that play action, got his eyes on him. He never saw him. I mean, again, he thinks he's got a one-on-one opportunity to throw that ball out to Burton, and instead he throws it right into the arms of Thompson, who's just sitting there. He does a good job of reacting, reading the eyes. He kind of telegraphed it, brought him over.
Burton hustled back to save a touchdown, but Thompson says, what? The ball's in my chest?
I'll take it. Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator, fired up about that turnover.
Now you got suddenly a huge sequence for Alabama's defense. They had the lead a minute ago. Now Texas trying to punch it in to stretch this to double digits. Worthy in motion. Brooks fights to the end zone, and Texas quickly cashes in to build the lead. What an incredible turnaround in the last few plays.
Heck of a job of executing up front. Good effort here by Brooks. There was some initial penetration. The leg drive here, the balance, and the progressive pylon cam showing you he gets up and over before that knee touches.
It's been hard to gain yards on this Alabama front on the ground tonight. Kind of a strange looking play. It was a delay, but he was patient and then powers his way in. And Sarkisian and crew lead by 11 now, 13:50 to play.
Just watch up front here. Christian Jones, the right tackle. Look at that push right there. See, good push. Campbell gets up to the second level. Good effort there. Run in there by Brooks, and they're in the end zone for a touchdown.
2 touchdowns in 15 seconds. Touchdown drive, and suddenly the margin is 11 in the fourth quarter. All right, there's some urgency now. Double-digit deficit. And Milroe will launch downfield, looking for Bond, who laid out, but it was just over the speedster's fingers. Hit by the strongest guy on the team, who plays with a nasty edge. Well, again, will be dropped. There's a flag in the pocket there. Ethan Burke has had a monster night. A sophomore from right there in Austin.
Well, it looked like they started to call it, but they picked it up. I'm with you. Again, the left tackle.
He did pick up a flag.
He pulled him down. He pulled Burke down. Proctor pulled at the top. Good push here again by Burke. See, Proctor, he does his best to try to bring him down.
He took him down right to the quarterback's foot.
Well, I'll tell you what, he wanted to throw it. It was holding.
Because he's
but he's got a sack there. It's not going to have any effect. So
I got you.
He ate the flag.
Yep.
Fourth sack by this Horns front. They have been all over Milroe tonight. They've pressured him a whole bunch of times. Another low snap, which he has to collect and fire over the middle. And this time the catch is made by Benson. Malik Benson with a big catch, desperately needed. First out of the 45.
Kobe Prentice 6. Watch him kind of clear it out. Takes some defenders, keeps those safeties back. Creates a nice opening there behind the linebacker, Jalen Ford, and in front of the safeties. Few times we've seen him where the pressure is the most on 3rd and long. Make big throws into the middle of that Texas defense.
27 on 3rd and 17. Milroe looking to throw again. Checks it down, and that's Prentice. He's been effective on those middle-range crossing routes. Now it's inside the 40.
But he's bounced back from that pick. Does a good job on the read of Barron. Look to the left in the flat. 23. Kind of sits there. He comes up to the back. Boy, he's got a strong arm.
Arm strength never the issue. That's for sure. McClellan, heavy traffic on the right side. Jalen Ford has just been a leader on this defense, mentored by the great Derek Johnson. Just kind of setting the tone and what Sarkisian about the culture in Austin. He's one of the tone setters.
Yeah, he is.
Great player.
He talked about a legacy of his and his entire group of seniors. They wanted people to remember what they did for this program and trying to be a guy that's helping the younger players get this program headed in a great direction. What a mature. Sometimes you talk to guys, they just have a look about him. He's one of those guys that's kind of an old soul, takes his job very serious of being a leader.
Another low snap. Milroe scoops it up, has time, and delivers over the middle. And the catch is made by Niblack, and he's getting to the end zone. Somehow eludes tacklers at Alabama. Not done yet. A quick strike. Not the finest moment for Texas defense tonight.
Let's go back to the fact that his ball's on the ground again. I mean, he loses it. You're thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? Composure, eyes downfield, and again into the teeth of that Texas defense to the tight end, Niblack, who's an athletic, tough matchup type of tight end.
Isaiah Bond put a man on the ground with a physical block to help him get the final few yards. And now Alabama down by 5, going for 2. Haymakers back and forth now.
Gonna run him here?
And Sark like Texas, Texas came on the field, valuing these few yards of this 2-point difference between a 5-point lead and a 3-point lead. Spends a timeout.
Again, remember last week against Middle Tennessee, ball rolled past him, he picked it up and ran for a touchdown. You got to really respect how much he's been pressured, sacked 4 times, balls on the ground. Every snap counts for this Bama offense, and he makes that throw on a night where it hasn't been great. Hadn't been great throwing the football, but we've seen him have some success in the middle. Those safeties are going wide. It's opening up the middle. That is a tough throw for a guy trying to get his confidence established as a passer, but he's made 3 big ones today, and that was for a touchdown.
2-point plays. McClellan in the backfield. Milroe scanning, and he just flips it up into the air, and the catch is made, and the conversion is good. It's Isaiah Bond. 3-point game now.
What an effort to come down with a critical 2-pointer to get this game within 3. Oh, that was big time.
If you're a fan of Texas or Alabama, you're nervous about the outcome. If you just love college football, look at this scene. Look at these 2 programs, these 2 brands, burnt orange and crimson on the same field, and they are throwing haymakers. And we've had 4 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes in the second half. Screen. Sanders again. Tight end takes off. Look at the big man move. A flag comes flying in. This will be against Texas. A scrum at the end of the play.
The left tackle, as you saw it, Chris Banks, grabs on to the defensive back.
Rolling on the field, the player was down.
They'll review that. There'll be a spot foul. Jatavian Sanders, his ability to just release from the line with such quickness. A big man moving fast. What a weapon he is.
Holding on the offense.
Well, they're behind the 6 now, 1st and 15 instead of being in Alabama territory. Brewers scampers and has to throw it in the ground. Nobody open, and Tim Keenan was pursuing him. Empty backfield against the 3-man rush. Ewers throws across the middle and has Jordan Whittington, and he's still going. Whittington breaking tackles and diving down into Alabama territory. Got away from Malachi Moore, of all people.
Yeah, boy, is Ewers calm, cool, and collected. We've seen Texas defense have some openings in the middle. This time Ewers has time. Look at the eyes, look at the poise, the composure. Comes off, sees that opening, zone defense, makes a great throw.
Whittington is a big physical dude, north of 200 pounds and tough to bring down. Ewers again looking to throw, and it's Baxter, takes the flip, and what is almost like a running play, picks up about 4 before McKinstry gets him.
We're going to have to keep updating Ewers' 1st and 10 stats. I mean, this has been remarkable what Sark's been able to do. Instead of waiting till 3rd down when everybody knows you're going to throw, he said he's going to be aggressive. He's in here to try to win this game, and he's calling this game with that in mind.
Ewers over 300 yards off the left side. Baxter plows forward. That's very near the marker inside the 40.
Yeah, and Sark's a run-first, set-up the pass type of guy usually, but he knows how hard it is to run the ball on 1st and 10 between the tackles, so breaking some tendencies, and it's really paid off for him.
Yeah, very pass-heavy tonight. 24 runs, 37 passes. And here's Ewers a handoff inside to back, so that's time they don't throw it on first down and pick up just a yard.
Yeah. He knew he didn't want to see a lot of that tonight, right? I can't get over this guy. He looks like he's at a Tuesday practice. I mean, look how calm he is. His feet have been calm when he's thrown, his composure. And this is what you're looking for. He got hurt in that Alabama game, came back 4 weeks later, had a couple decent games. Everybody talked about Arch Manning coming in. He just went back to work, and it's really showing tonight.
Lewis in the pocket, launching downfield. Mitchell, touchdown, Texas. Aggression and execution, 39 yards. Wow. Haymakers keep coming.
Well, right on cue there, we're talking about his composure and how he handles things. Again, he's reading this safety. Downs. He's got receivers underneath that impact the safety. So he knows, again, we saw this earlier on the left side. This time they go to the right. Creates a one-on-one matchup. Was a mismatch with Mitchell against Trey Amos, the backup corner who's a transfer from Louisiana. Again, Sark finds a matchup.
That's about 5 touchdowns in less than 7 minutes. The lead back to double digits. 8:23 to play. A special night for Ewers and these receivers. Guess what? Texas is backing up their confidence. They have the lead again. Kendrick Law has a chance to return this one. And he's going to be knocked down right at the 20-yard line. Just cannot get over the way Quinn Ewers has played tonight.
Yeah, and it's been from the beginning. We kind of set the scene. This was early, a big, deep ball, and put it way up in the air, allowed Worley to adjust to it. Sark deserves a lot of credit for the way he's put him in a position to create some matchups here. Big advantage. Sark said we're going to get 4 or 5. When we get him, we got to hit him. All this talk about what's wrong with Ewers in a deep ball. 0 for 7 against Rice. Wasn't great last year. He showed a lot of composure all game till that. He came over the sideline and he was feeling that. 3 for 5 now on balls 20 yards or longer with 2 touchdowns.
So Bama looks struck back quickly. Has to do it again. Down 10 here. Milroe launching downfield and over the head of Isaiah Bond. Why not, huh? Holly?
One more. Let's go finish this. He is finally putting the cap off.
Love to see a great report, Holly. Milroe trying to answer, throws it into heavy traffic. Conversation with Quinn was interesting because I think that the changes he made away from football in his life, talked about embracing his faith. No one urged him to do that. He just said he kind of flipped the switch and became more religious and more calm and more commanding, and it's applied itself to his football, especially in an atmosphere like this.
Yeah, just talking to him, forget football, just talking to him, he was just seemed to be at peace just with his life. I think he has perspective now. There's a lot of pressure, obviously, on him last year, trying to live up to all the unrealistic expectations.
Milroe drifting back and now just steps right into the pass rush of young Anthony Hill. Welcome to college football. This guy's going to be a nightmare for Texas opponents.
He's trying to make a big play. Anytime Tommy Rees talks to him, it's about trying to just take what's there. I know it's 3rd down. Obviously, he can't take a sack, but he did have some open receivers there underneath. But when you predetermine where to go with the ball as a young quarterback and it's not there, you don't have that 2nd and 3rd option sometimes to pick up.
Much as he hates to do it, Saban has to punt it away. 4th and 18 and burn it from deep in his own territory. Launches a high, deep punt that's just going to bounce sideways and out of bounds near the Texas 30. Can Texas finish off Alabama here?
You saw his last
one. That's a metaphor. I did. He put someone to sleep. Baxter in the delay. Haven't had a ton of production from the ground game tonight. Just enough. It's Tresman Marshall, the tied linebacker, on his back. They've been hit in a vulnerable area. Look, the job isn't done. As Ewers says, they want to go get one more. has a better chance under these rules of really chewing and milking. You can see they'll run this play clock down. But 6 plays, Kirk, of 30 plus, 5 of them for Sarkisian's offense in the second half. 5 30-plus plays against Saban's defense in a half. Brooks off the right side, and he's still trying to push the pile forward, drag down about 3 yards short of the marker. It will be 3rd down.
We're talking so much about yours, but they haven't had to rely on the backs. They only have 83 yards rushing. But I think they've had to have just enough from that running game throughout this game. And the offensive line, that's a veteran group. All 5 of these linemen started every game a year ago. And all 5 come back this year. It's very rare to have that kind of continuity up front. But they have that. So they have the ability to run and the ability to throw. Bama's got to load up and sell out against this run game right now.
Crucial to get off the field here and not let Texas move the chains and chew the clock, but they do that. 1st down, Jonathan Brooks, drag Blackshear, tick, tick, tick. Texas feeling good right now, and Saban's going to spend a timeout right here already. Brooks off the right side. Look, you come into this place, and we've been documenting it. You can't think of a more impressive win in college football these days than coming in here and winning as a visitor. And yeah, it's only game 2, and Texas fans know that they stumbled and sputtered. They had that 6-game skid you talked about, another timeout spent by Saban. They're down to just 1 timeout, Alabama. So serious urgency to get the stop here as Brooks on 2nd and long bounces it. See if he'll spend it here again. Yeah, they've used all 3 timeouts here on these plays, trying to preserve as much of the clock as they can, down 10.
Conventional wisdom, you run the ball, you keep the clock going, they're out of timeouts. I think he's trusting yours. I think he's going to try to throw this ball and pick up the first to end the game. Or not.
Or they hand it off and pick up the 1st down and perhaps end the game. Brooks with a burst, and the Texas offensive line and skill people beginning to flex out there.
I think maybe Alabama's thinking the same thing. Look at this. You got motion, DB running with him, nobody in the middle. Because of the formation, they put 6 defensive backs on the field.
The parting of the Crimson Sea, Sexton, I like that call. They got 14 running on 3rd and 7. And now this clock is really going to be able to bleed away. And Saban can't stop it. Right now, his team can't stop Texas. Keelan Robinson for about 3.
Texas will shoot up in the rankings, you would think.
You think?
No, I'm saying Alabama. It's in the end of the world. Yeah, the athletic directors and the coaches that are willing to take on these kind of games, I think you play it early in the year. What's Bama going to drop to? What do you think? Like flip? You know, you go down to that 10 area?
Yeah, because, I mean, look, Texas, if you're going to rank seriously at what teams have done so far this season,
they should shoot up.
You can make a case for them number 1. I mean, it's not going to happen, but they're going to be in the top 2 or 3 or 4.
But I'm just saying, Alabama, while they feel like it's the end of the world, it's not. You know, they got to fix a lot of things, but that's what you do, you know.
Well, their schedule is filled with a lot of challenges, but a lot of opportunities to stack up some quality wins. They may have no margin for error, though, Kirk, going into the SEC.
But I'll say this, before they even think about rankings and all that, there's so much that they've got to take care of. They got to figure out their identity on offense. Is Jalen Milroe their quarterback? Or where are they going to go? Their defense has some potential. They made a lot of mistakes. They had some busts in coverage. They didn't tackle particularly well. So there's a lot to figure out before they worry about their season, you know, how they rank in the standings.
It'll be a long laundry list of things to fix on that man's agenda.
Looks like Sark's going to call timeout.
But, you know, you're right about folks in Texas saying, you know, yours, he's had his chance. He can't be any better than last year. Malik Murphy, let's give him that. I had a lot of people DMing me saying that. I don't think they're saying that now, but in Alabama, the conversation might be, you know, Milrose showed some nice stuff, a couple of deep balls. We know he's a great runner. The 2 interceptions were crushing. Will there be an internal conversation in the Alabama coach's office to think about what to do going forward?
I think there has to be, right? I mean, there's a reason Milrose playing because he's performed the best. He has the best command of the offense. But after a night like this, depending on the direction of where they want to go as an offense with a new offensive coordinator, they got Tyler Buckner, you got Ty Simpson.
You got South Florida, Ole Miss, at Mississippi State. Those are the next 3, so perhaps a chance to evaluate. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 7. Will they run it again? Yes, it's Brooks, and this time he'll be dragged down a couple of yards short at the 35, and that 40-second clock keeps running. It'll be now near 2 minutes when they have to snap it this time.
Texas' next step, handling prosperity. Everybody, Texas, it's one reaction or the other. Either, what are we doing? Fire everybody, or, oh my God, Ewers going to win the Heisman, and Texas is going, so you have to be able to handle both things, right? But I think this team has the maturity to be able to deal with that.
Need 3 to just keep it and start kneeling down. Alabama jumped there.
It's kind of fitting. That's a fitting ending right there.
Sark knows that's it. That is going to do it.
Wow.
Offside on the defense, number 17. Went into the neutral zone, causing a reaction by the offense. That's a 5-yard results and a first down.
Sarkisian was mentored by Pete Carroll early in his career. He goes to Washington. Not supposed to be any good. They beat Pete Carroll in USA. Beat his mentor, not just that year, but the year after. Another look at this. So he said that was sweet because massive respect for Pete. I said, would this be different coming in here and defeating Saban in Alabama? Not that it's personal, but he knows how tough the job is. He said, oh yeah, this would be the best.
He's had a confidence about him all week. I just think that he just felt like he had a team that could do this. I think he felt he had a quarterback that could come in here and do this. Give him a lot of credit. Building this culture in this 3rd year, and again, calling these plays tonight against Nick Saban and Kevin Steele. Ewers made great throws, but they had some great matchups that were created by pre-snap movement, some different formations, personnel groupings. He lived up to his reputation tonight.
For Sarkisian, so many things go into being the CEO of a huge program like Texas. Mentioned building the culture. You have to acquire the roster, develop it, but then you get to game day. Steve Sarkisian is flat out worth points on Saturday. And he might have been worth quite a few points tonight, right? But you can do that and do the rest of it.
Like I said, he and Ewers are going to be a lot of fun to watch this year.
It's a loss for the SEC that is added to a list. South Carolina losing to the Tar Heels. LSU beaten by Florida State. A&M today hammered by Miami, and now Texas, future SEC team, but in their last year, the Big 12 comes into Tuscaloosa and snaps a 21-game home field win streak. Texas is 2-0. We're not going to say anything more than that, but they look like a contender tonight. It's Sarkisian almost consoling Saban there. It was a little bit of a reversal.
Look at this reaction.
For a time, Saban ex-assistants couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
Jimbo Fisher did get him. Of course, Kirby Smart got him. And now the 3rd time a former Saban assistant has beat him. Only the 3rd time in 31 games. Let's hear from Sarkisian with Holly.
Well, Coach Sarkisian, you wanted an aggressive mindset. How was your aggressive play calling, throwing on first down, all the ways that you were aggressive tonight? How did it pay off?
Well, I think the biggest thing was I told the players just to trust me. We were going to be aggressive in everything that we did, and I had to back up what I preached if I want them to play that way too.
You know, of all people, how hard it is to win here in this place. What does it mean to you and to your program to get a win like this on the road?
Well, I didn't want to tell the guys that they were 52-1 in their last 53 games, so I guess they're 52-2 now.
All right, you had a pretty good performance from this young man back here. Tell me, Coach said you guys had to trust him, that it was going to be an aggressive game plan. How did you trust your coach?
We always trust Coach Sark. He's got it dialed up. and we prepare the way we prepare, and we're hard to stop.
The last drive of the game, you guys were over on the sideline. Refocus. How did you keep your entire offense calm, poised, and focused tonight?
We knew this whole week if we came in here, we were gonna ball out. We were gonna try to make them quit.
You've given up a lot in your life. You've sacrificed. You've shown discipline. How did it pay off for you tonight?
And it's huge. I mean, God is so good. I can't say that enough. How much God has put me through. He's made me so strong. I'm so proud of my team. You know, our defense, we balled out. I'm fired up for the rest of the way. Fired up.
You know, the whole world, the whole media, everybody's going to say something about Texas after this game. What should it be?
Nothing. We still got a lot of games to win. We're still going to roll though.
Thank you so much.
God bless. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, there's no proclamations about Texas being back. He knows there's a long way to go. He knows what's happened in recent years. But, man, just stop and savor this for a second if you're a Longhorns fan. Singing your song in Alabama's home field. First double-digit loss for Saban here. See, it's a milestone for Texas. 349-3 for that guy right there.
This is college football right here, man.
Knocked out of the game in the first quarter against these guys. Had to watch Bryce Young bring Bama down the field and win late. You got to appreciate this. Alabama mistakes contributed, Kirk. 10 more penalties, a couple of interceptions by Milroe. They tried to respond to Texas, but in the end, just too many mistakes, frankly, and busts on defense, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's going to take away the fact that Texas came into Tuscaloosa and Sark beats his mentor in Nick Saban. What I'm taking away, and you and I go back to long time with Texas. There's he is with his son. It's pretty special. This is a landmark win for this program, not just Steve Sarkisian. Texas has needed a win like this for a long time. It's cool that it happened in week 2. It's not the end of the season. He'll do a good job of keeping this in perspective. But this brand has been away a long time. And tonight they're back as far as showing people they can play with the best teams in the country.
I'm thinking of Bill Little, the great Texas administrator who passed away recently. Nobody loved Texas Longhorns more than him. And Bill, I'm thinking of you because he would have celebrated this as much as anybody. Texas fans all over the world, this is a big night. 34-24, Longhorns over the Crimson Tide. Hope you enjoyed tonight. It was haymakers from both sides, with Texas the last man standing. Bill Fidel produced the game. Jimmy Platt directed it. And our entire crew from Tuscaloosa, we thoroughly enjoyed our evening here. Hope you did too. For Kirk and Holly, Chris Fowler saying good night from T-Town. Auburn and Cal coming up now. Take you to Dave Fleming and company.